Welcome back to the Strength for Generations podcast. I'm your host, Krista Baker. This is episode 4 of our 9-part Beatitudes of Health series. Last episode, we talked about why all or nothing strength training breaks your progress and the gentle discipline that actually builds strength. And today, we're diving into why your cravings won't stop and the hormone signals you've been ignoring that are driving your hunger. So if you haven't subscribed yet, I want you to hit that button now so you don't miss any part of this journey toward understanding your body and building sustainable health for your family's future. We are talking about the 4th Beatitude, blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they will be filled. And I'm going to show you why your cravings and hunger aren't character flaws you need to overcome with more willpower. They're actually signals from your body that you've been misinterpreting and fighting against. And if you've been wondering why you can stick to a healthy diet for a while, but then find yourself constantly thinking about food, or why your energy crashes and you reach for sugar even when you know better, this episode is going to help. I'm going to walk you through the hormone signals that drive hunger and cravings and how to work with your body instead of against it. Your body is trying to keep you alive and functioning, and when you understand what it's actually asking for, you can give it what it needs instead of fighting a losing battle. So grab your notebook and let's dive in. Welcome to Strength for Generations, the go-to podcast for Christian families who want to build strength, restore energy, and deepen connection with God at the center. I'm Krista Baker, Christian health coach, wife, mom, and co-founder of Baker Family Fitness. I'm here to help you honor God with your health and bring peace back to the process, to simplify what it means to build strength in your body, renew your mind, and care for your spirit, all without losing precious time with your family. So grab your coffee and your ribeye, and let's do this His way. Okay, here's a typical thing that I hear when people reach out to me about their struggles with cravings and hunger. Usually sounds something like this. Krista, I start every day with good intentions. I eat a healthy breakfast, I pack nutritious snacks, I plan my meals. But by mid-afternoon, I'm absolutely starving and all I can think about is sugar. I try to power through with willpower, but eventually I give in and eat way more than I planned. Then I feel guilty and disappointed in myself, and the cycle starts all over again. Or I often hear, I can follow a healthy diet perfectly for a few weeks, but then it's like a switch flips and I can't stop thinking about food. I'm hungry all the time. Even right after I eat, I crave bread and pasta, sweets, anything I can get my hands on. Most of the time it's dessert. I feel like my body is working against me and I don't understand why I can't just have normal hunger signals like other people. Here's another thing I hear so often. I feel like I have no self-control. Everyone else seems to be able to eat normally, but I'm constantly battling my appetite. And then, followed up with, it's got to be my hormones, or I'm just made this way, or, it's been like this since I was a kid. What I hear over and over is people blaming themselves for what's actually a hormone communication issue. They think their cravings mean they're weak or undisciplined. They think their body is the enemy that needs to be controlled and conquered, but I've had the opportunity to work with at least 1,000 people at this point. Your cravings aren't a character flaw. Your hunger isn't a sign of weakness. And your body isn't working against you. It's trying to communicate with you through signals that you've been taught to ignore or override. When people learn to listen to these signals, you're going to stop fighting your appetite and start working with it. And stop feeling guilty about hunger and start understanding what your body actually needs. You stop relying on willpower to control cravings and start addressing the root cause that drives them. And the result isn't just better nutrition choices, it's peace with food. I talk a lot about food noise. There's so much food noise out there. But we want to get to a place where we feel very peaceful with food. We can create some stable energy and a body that finally feels like it's on your team and not just this thing that's against you. So I'm going to teach you guys today about some hormone signals that drive hunger and cravings. And I'm going to give you some action steps to actually work with your body instead of against it. So we're talking about the 4th Beatitude. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they will be filled. We're going to talk about the key word here is filled. God designed hunger to be satisfied, not ignored or fought against. And He designed your body with sophisticated hormone signals that tell you when you need fuel, what kind of fuel you need, and when you've had enough. But most of us have been taught to override these signals instead of listening to them. Think about when you were a kid. If you put food on a plate, most often you were told, finish that plate or you're not leaving the table. These things have been conditioning us for such a long time. So our first step today is we're going to understand the 4 primary hunger hormones. Your body uses 4 main hormones to communicate hunger and fullness, and learning to understand them is going to really help you guys. So first we have ghrelin. That is your hunger hormone. Ghrelin rises when your stomach is empty and tells your brain it's time to eat. But here's what most people don't know. Ghrelin spikes when your blood sugar drops, not just when your stomach is empty. So if you're eating foods that cause blood sugar spikes and crashes, you'll get hungry again quickly, even after eating. Second is leptin, your satiety hormone. Leptin is produced by your fat cells and tells your brain when you've had enough energy. But leptin resistance can develop when you're constantly stressed, not getting enough sleep, or eating too much sugar. When leptin isn't working properly, you never feel satisfied no matter how much you eat. Third is insulin, your blood sugar regulation hormone. Insulin's job is to move glucose from your blood into your cells for energy. But when insulin is constantly elevated from eating too much sugar and refined carbs, it blocks leptin signals and keeps you hungry. Fourth is cortisol, your stress hormone. Cortisol is supposed to give you energy in short bursts during stressful situations. But chronic stress keeps cortisol elevated, which increases appetite, especially for high-calorie comfort foods. So I want you to write down these 4 hormones and start paying attention to how they might be affecting your hunger throughout the day. Second, we're going to identify your personal hunger triggers. Most people think hunger just happens randomly, but it's actually very predictable once you understand your patterns. For the next week, I want you to keep a simple hunger log. Every time you feel hungry or have a craving, just write it down. What time is it? What you ate in the previous 3 to 4 hours? How you slept the night before? What your stress level is? Is it on a scale of 1 to 10? What the craving is specifically for. So is it sweet, salty, crunchy, creamy? What are you feeling emotionally in that moment? Don't try to change anything. Just observe and gather information. Most people will discover patterns they never noticed before. I think sometimes it's just to create that awareness. So maybe the thing is you always crave sugar at 3 p.m. on days when they skip breakfast, or you're constantly hungry on days when you don't sleep well. That's me. When I don't sleep well, I crave carbs like crazy because I feel like that's the thing that's going to give me energy or make me not tired. And sometimes you might crave salty, crunchy foods when you're stressed about work. Your patterns aren't random. It's your body's signals just trying to tell you that something is going on. Your third step is to stabilize your blood sugar throughout the day. The biggest driver of unstoppable cravings is blood sugar instability. When your blood sugar spikes and crashes, it triggers ghrelin production and makes you feel hungry even when you've eaten recently. So here's how to keep your blood sugar stable. Start every day with protein and fat, not carbs alone. Instead of toast or cereal, try eggs with bacon. Steak and eggs. I'm going to keep saying that one because steak and eggs are a staple for a reason. It gives your body steady energy instead of quick spike and crash. And this also includes what you're putting in your coffee. A lot of us drink a lot of calories that are spiking us off the hop. So it's something to think about as well. So I want you to think about having 3 big meals instead of grazing all day. Your body needs time between those meals to process food and reset the signals. So don't wait so long that your blood sugar crashes. Include protein and fats in every meal. Remember, protein slows down digestion and keeps you feeling satisfied longer. And I know a lot of people might get upset by this, but we need to limit the refined carbs and added sugars, especially on their own. Make sure that you stay hydrated throughout the day. That's often a big overlooked thing, that oftentimes we are hungry or we think we're hungry, but we are actually really just thirsty. And dehydration can trigger hunger signals because your body needs water for every metabolic process. Okay, fourth, we're going to address the stress and sleep connection. This one is so huge and most people just ignore it. Poor sleep and chronic stress disrupt every single hunger hormone. So when you don't sleep well, your ghrelin increases and leptin decreases. This means you feel hungrier and less satisfied the next day. When you're chronically stressed, cortisol stays elevated, which increases appetite and makes you crave comfort foods. So here's how to support your hunger hormones through stress and sleep management. Guys, we got to prioritize 7 to 8 hours of sleep a night. This isn't optional if you want stable hunger signals. Create a consistent bedtime routine that helps your body wind down. We obviously need to focus on managing our stress, and the best ways to do that is first go to prayer, movement, deep breathing. You got to find the thing that works for you. Your body can't tell the difference between running from a lion and dealing with a work deadline. And to be honest, I had a really stressful day today, and I felt it. I felt it in my chest. I felt it in my stomach. I'm like, man, my stress level feels so high. And instantly, I just want to go and eat carbs. So I had an apple because I was like, I need to do something right now so I don't do the things that I really want to do. But just remember, your body responds to both with the same hormone cascade that increases appetite. Really, guys, I want you to focus on eating your last meal 2 to 3 hours before bedtime, ideally 3. It gives your body enough time to digest and help improve sleep quality. All right, 5th, we're going to learn to distinguish between physical and emotional hunger. This is where the spiritual aspect of hunger really shows up. God designed physical hunger to guide you toward the fuel your body needs. But we often use food to fill emotional hungers that food can't actually satisfy. Physical hunger develops gradually and can be satisfied with various foods. It comes with physical sensations like stomach growling, low energy, or difficulty concentrating. Emotional hunger comes on suddenly and usually craves specific comfort foods. And it's often triggered by boredom. Boredom eating is a thing, stress, sadness, celebration, or habit. That habit, think about it. I'm trying to get my kids to break this one, is just because you're sitting and, it's the end of the day and you're allowed to watch a show, it doesn't mean you need to have a bowl of something beside you every single time. Like we just ate dinner. You should be full. So I want you to really think about this one. When you feel hungry, pause and ask yourself, am I physically hungry or am I trying to fill an emotional need? What am I actually hungry for right now? Will eating this food give my body what it needs? Or am I trying to solve a different problem? If it's an emotional hunger, try addressing the real need first. If you're stressed, take some deep breaths or call a friend. Sometimes I'll just try and just go for a walk. If you're bored, play a game, call a friend, call a family member, do something engaging. If you're sad, allow yourself to feel the emotion instead of numbing it with food. If you're celebrating, find a way to acknowledge that moment that doesn't revolve around food. I mean, I hear this all the time from my clients. We should be able to enjoy a piece of cake at our kid's birthday, but sometimes the cake doesn't make us feel good. So is it actually a bad thing if we don't have it? And we don't tell our kids, we don't say, oh, that's bad, I'm not having that or whatever. You say, no, I'm okay. I'm not going to have any right now, or I'm choosing to not have any tonight. And it shouldn't feel like this whole guilt trip. I just hear it way too often, guys, and it's unnecessary. I think if we educate our kids, unless you want to have the piece of cake, then just have it. Don't beat yourself up over it. Let's recap the 5 action steps that we have today. So understand your 4 primary hunger hormones and how they affect your appetite. Second, identify your personal hunger triggers by keeping a simple log for 1 week. Third, stabilize your blood sugar by eating protein and fat with every meal and avoiding refined carbs alone. Fourth, address the stress and sleep connection because poor sleep and chronic stress disrupt every hunger hormone. And fifth, learn to distinguish between physical and emotional hunger. When you start working with these hormone signals instead of against them, I'm telling you guys, it's so amazing. Your cravings become manageable instead of overwhelming. And your hunger becomes predictable instead of chaotic, like ravenous. You ever get like that and you're just like, I just need something right now? Your energy stays stable because you're not spiking and crashing all day. I always call that like the roller coaster where we just spike it and then we come down really hard and then we're going back up. And if anyone's been on the new ride at Wonderland, that is like hormone chaos. That ride is insane. In case you're going, be careful. You might get whiplash too. It's wild. I want you guys to get to a place where your relationship with food becomes peaceful And I want you to start experiencing as the amazing, intelligent system God designed it to be. Now, don't forget, guys, if you're ready to stop fighting your hunger and start understanding what your body is actually asking for, I'm personally inviting you to join the Move Mountains method. It's a free 5-day training where we go deep into the practical side of working with your body signals instead of against them. It's 5 days of learning how to honor God with your body by listening to its wisdom instead of fighting against it. And so you guys can join for free, bakerfamilyfitness.com/movemountains. Let me close us in prayer. Father, thank you for designing our bodies with such incredible wisdom. Help us to trust the hunger and fullness signals you've given us. Show us how to nourish our bodies in ways that honor you. Give us discernment to know the difference between physical and emotional hunger. Help us to understand our stress and prioritize rest so our bodies can function as you intended. Teach us to work with our biology instead of against it. And help us to find peace with food so that we can model healthy relationships with nourishment for our families. In your mighty name, Lord, we pray. Amen. Okay, my friends, don't forget to keep building strength for generations. Thanks for tuning in to Strength for Generations. If this podcast encouraged you, it would be a blessing if you took a quick minute to leave a 5-star review. It helps more families hear this message and find hope for their health and faith journey. It lights me up to know this podcast is helping you. And if you feel led to share this episode, text it to a friend, post it to your stories, or send it to someone on your heart. God might use it to encourage someone who really needs it today. And don't forget to eat steaks, lift weights, love Jesus, and keep doing it His way.